Okay.
Alright.
I think.
I like that lighting. It's pretty good.
Pretty good lighting. We'll do that. Make sure we get the whole picture in the background, so we can look like official. Get the.
Please.
One second. There we go. Okay.
Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to another installment of On a Couch Talking Sports. As always, I'm Robbie. This is Kyle. Kyle, how are you?
Not too bad, Robbie. How about you?
I'm doing well. We just had some very good Chinese food and ice cream.
Drank their entire tea supply as well.
Yeah.
As always.
I think you had enough tea to create another Boston Tea Party.
Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah. This time it'll be set in Cambridge, so it'll be the Cambridge Tea Party. So, just trying to go down the alphabet. Boston, B.
You just completely skip the A's.
Yeah, I don't know about the A's. Well, I'll go to Alston for A. That'll be the third Tea Party.
It's not in order, though.
No, that's okay. I'm not about order, so. Anyways.
You make order out of chaos.
Exactly.
Or chaos out of order.
Chaos. Sure. Yeah, okay.
But anyway, all that aside, so for tonight's episode, what we're going to do is, usually when you make it to the professional level of sports, you usually are focused on one particular sport, for the most part. But there have been some... Baseball. But there have been some athletes in the past who have stretched the boundaries and have actually done two sports professionally. So, what I did was I looked up and found a list that I'm now dropping on the ground. The top 15 greatest two-sport athletes of all time.
Yeah, that's right.
So, we're going to go through the list, kind of like we did last time with our top July 4th sports moments. So we're just looking over the list and reacting.
That's pretty cool. So, I honestly, a lot of these players, I actually haven't really looked at the list yet. So it'll be kind of surprising.
I'll say this: a lot of these players I didn't even know. So
yeah, I don't think I don't think any of us knew before going into this about . But
there were a few that I knew.
Well, that's true. Well, there was one that I knew. I'm guessing that the list is probably going to have, so.
Yeah.
But anyways, yes, so.
But actually, the very first one is one that we will both definitely know, because number 15 on the list is Danny Ainge. Boston Celtics' own Danny Ainge. Not only was he a member of the Celtics as well as the Phoenix Suns, but he was also drafted into Major League Baseball by the Toronto Blue Jays.
Oh, okay. He's got a little bit of Canada in him. Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, he batted .220. He played 3 seasons and batted .220 with 2 career home runs. It's it's not that great. So I think, needless to say, he made the right decision. Sort of after he kind of stuck with basketball, but needless to say, it was the right decision to do that rather than try to keep going at it all, keep going at it both at the same time.
So they're both very physically different sports.
And also, it's interesting because basketball and baseball season overlap a lot more than say baseball and football season, because a lot of
that's true.
A lot of the professional two-sport athletes do baseball and football because their seasons only intersect for a month.
Yeah, that's true.
Whereas baseball and basketball, they intersect for 2 to 3 months.
Yeah.
So, just something to keep in mind there.
Tricky. It's very tricky.
The next one, number 14, is Charlie Ward. Charlie Ward.
I think I know Charlie Ward.
Yeah, he played in the early 90s. He
definitely heard the name.
Played for the New York Knicks, averaging 6.3 points per game and 4 assists per game.
Okay.
And he was also he also played in the NFL.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so because he actually, interestingly enough, he won the Heisman Trophy in 1993 as a quarterback for Florida State.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, and it actually says here that he was also drafted by the Milwaukee Brewers of MLB. So he actually was drafted by 3 sports professionally.
That's
Jeez,
impressive, man.
yeah, that is pretty good.
That's good. Sounds like he was pretty well rounded, which is it's pretty rare to see an athlete like that. So.
Seriously. All right, so now moving on, number 13. Now this is definitely a guy that I don't think either one of us have ever heard of. Bronco Nagurski.
Bronco Nagurski? Yeah, I've never.
Yeah, he was first off was a football player, played lineman and fullback.
Okay.
And he was also a professional wrestler.
Really? Okay.
So he was a football player from 1930 to 1937, and then also 1943. And he was a professional wrestler from 1933 to 1960.
Well, then I can actually see football and wrestling going a little more hand in hand, despite the fact that they do kind of like I thought wrestling was more of like a winter sport, but then again, I guess you could do it.
Yeah, but professional wrestling kind of goes all year round.
Oh yeah, so you can kind of hop in and out of it. That's fair. But I can see them because they're more, especially if he's a lineman. I feel like
linemen make good wrestlers.
Yeah,
there's a lot of the skills are transferable there.
Yeah, that's what I figured because it's like a lot of lower body strength, like lower and upper body, that like the same type of strength you need, when you go up against like the opposing line and stuff like that. So yeah, I can see them going hand in hand.
Yeah, but yeah,
and plus you do have to kind of weigh. Well, you do have to weigh yourself a little more in wrestling, obviously, but in football they want to make sure you had a good weight on the lines.
Yeah. And he did apparently, Nagurski did apparently win the National Wrestling Association World Title in 1939. Oh, wow. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, so now number 12 is another guy that's kind of before our time.
Okay.
Dave DeBoucher. He played professionally in basketball from 1962 to 1974, and baseball from 1962 to 1963.
I guess he's a little more of a basketball fan.
Yeah. He actually made the Hall of Fame in basketball, made 8 All-Star teams, 6 NBA All-Defensive teams, and won 2 championships with the New York Knicks. But, again, he did pitch for 1 season for the Chicago White Sox, and actually apparently threw a shutout against the Cleveland Indians.
Okay, then. Not too bad.
So, number 11 now, moving right on down the list, is from someone a little bit more recently.
All right.
Brian Jordan.
Brian Jordan. Yeah, I haven't heard of him either.
Yeah, Brian Jordan is from the 90s.
Okay.
He played baseball for the Atlanta Braves.
Okay.
And played football. So he played for the Braves from 1992 to 2006.
Wow.
And then played in the NFL from 1989 to 1991.
Okay, all right.
He played for both the Atlanta teams, the Falcons and the Braves.
Oh, wow. Pretty
and
cool.
He made the 1999 NL All-Star game for the Braves.
All right.
And also was a Pro Bowl selection in 1992 for the Falcons.
Wow. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I guess he's one of the only players to be named to an All-Star team in 2 professional sports.
That's good.
Good for him.
You really don't see that every day, actually.
No, you really don't.
Like one sport, like per athlete. I haven't seen.
It's hard enough to make an all-star team for 1 professional sport, let alone 2.
All right, that guy worked hard.
Yeah,
nice.
Very hard. Good for him. Number 10 is Lionel Conacher.
Conacher?
Conacher. Conacher.
Conacher?
Maybe. Oh yeah, he's from Canada, so that makes sense. But he played hockey from 1925 to 1937, and football from 1933 to 1934. He was nicknamed the Canadian Jim Thorpe.
Thorpe?
Thorpe, and was actually voted Canada's top athlete of the first half of the 20th century.
Dude, that's awesome, man. Go
and he
Canada!
He won 2 Stanley Cups as a member of, well, it doesn't say what team he was on, but you guys can look it up.
That's pretty awesome, man. There you go. See, Canada does have good athletes.
All right, number 9 on the list. Someone who you fans out there may be a little bit more familiar with. Herschel Walker, football player. Oh, yeah. Obviously, famous football player from 1983 to 1997. Famous running back. And also, currently is a member of the MMA.
Oh, okay.
Boxer.
I've totally seen that guy in the documentary before. Like
Probably.
one of those billions of ESPN sports documentaries.
He's 2-0 so far.
Nice. It's pretty good.
Yeah, he was definitely an NFL, definitely well known for his NFL days, more so than his MMA dealings. So number 8 on the list, moving right ahead, is another guy that I never heard of until looking up this list. Harvey Pulford. Harvey played professionally in hockey from 1893 to 1908.
Whoa, we're talking way back.
Played professional football from 1893 to 1909.
Wow. Okay.
He's from Canada as well.
Yep.
He was the captain of the Ottawa Hockey Club that won the Stanley Cup 3 years in a row.
Totally.
And his Ottawa football clubs won national championships in 1898, 1899, 1900, and 1902.
I guess Mr. Pulford really pulled forward. And Robbie just turns the page.
No comment. Number 7 on the list, a little bit more recently, is Bob Hayes.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of him, yep.
Bob Hayes played professionally in football from 1965 to 1975, and in track and field from 1962 to 1964.
Yeah.
He won the gold medal in the 100 meters and the 4x100 meter relay during the 1964 Summer Olympics.
Nice.
And then he took the NFL by storm, apparently. He, in his first 2 seasons, led the NFL in TD receptions. And, was very, very impressive, apparently, according to this list.
Nice. As a person who has done the exact same thing as him, did track and football at the same time, they do actually go very well hand in hand because, especially both sports, especially when you go from like the 100-meter dash to each down in football, you got to have that kind of explosive energy. You got to kind of have that sprinter's like attitude for both sports, pretty much. So,
not that you're ever a sprinter.
Actually, you'd be surprised. I dabbled in the 200. I was one of the more okay athletes. I didn't place last, but I definitely was way, way behind first. So,
not surprising.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm sorry, that was me.
It's
okay. It's okay.
Anyway,
that was weird.
But no,
I don't even know where I kind of lost my place there. We just had a moment.
We had a moment
for the first time on this show. We had a moment.
Just a very dramatic, not really.
And we got through
moment.
it. We got through it.
We did.
Yeah.
Even though you guys are probably just like shrugging and be like,
okay.
It was like, all right, that was random.
All right. Moving ahead, number 6 on the list, a name that a lot of people will recognize, Jim Brown.
Yeah, I know Jim Brown.
1954 to 1965 in the NFL, and 1954 to 1956 playing professionally lacrosse.
Oh, yeah, that's another good one.
He was arguably one of the best running backs of all time in the NFL, but apparently was quite the lacrosse player as well.
Really cool.
Yeah, so good for him.
Nice.
But yeah, he played for Syracuse, played both sports at Syracuse, and then went on for a stellar career at the for the Cleveland Browns.
Oh,
9-time Pro Bowler, 3-time NFL MVP. I don't think he won any championships, so that was pretty good.
Still, hey.
Number 5, another very familiar name.
Okay.
Primetime Deion Sanders.
Deion Sanders, yeah.
Yeah, Deion Sanders played football in the NFL from 1989 to 2000, then again from 2004 to 2005.
Okay.
And played baseball from 1989 to 1995, and then again in 1997 and again in 2001.
That's not bad. That's a pretty long career for an athlete, right?
Well, interestingly enough, he interestingly enough, he actually played in 2 games in 2 different sports on the same day. So he played for the Braves, and then as soon as the Braves game was over, he got on a helicopter and flew to the Georgia Dome flew to actually it might have been Miami.
Really?
To play with the Falcons when they took on the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, that's strange. I mean that's cool. That's really awesome, but that's strange that someone can go from baseball to football like that. Because they're both so
such
different.
grueling sport. Also, both very grueling sports. So, but hey,
but they're both so different though. Like, how do you do that? How do you go from football to baseball or vice versa? Baseball to
hey,
how do you do that?
You just gotta have that mindset. Gotta get your mind right. Gotta do what you gotta do.
That's impressive. I mean,
yeah.
Hey, kudos to.
Yeah, Deion Sanders was very talented from what I can remember in both sports, especially football, but excelled on the baseball field as well.
All right.
Number 4, another very well-known name in both professional sports that he played, Bo Jackson.
Bo Jackson, yeah. I don't do.
Bo Jackson played in the NFL from 1987 to 1990, and then played MLB from 1986 to 1994.
Oh, okay. So pretty much around the same time span.
And again, he was...
Give or take a few years.
He was also named an All-Star in 2 different sports. He played in 1989 MLB All-Star game, and then also made to the Pro Bowl for the NFL as well. Definitely well known for playing for the Kansas City Royals and the Oakland Raiders, or the Los Angeles Raiders at that time of the NFL.
Okay. I didn't know the Raiders were in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Oh. Another new information I learned. Nice.
Learn something new every day.
There you go.
Number 3 is Babe Didrikson Zacharias.
I was going to say Babe Ruth. I'm like, Babe Ruth? What? No way.
No, she played golf from 1935 to 1956 and was also a member of the United States 1932 Summer Olympic team for track and field.
Oh, good for her. That's awesome.
So, she won 2 gold medals in the 80-meter hurdles and the javelin. And then became a professional golfer and won 10 majors, becoming the greatest female golfer of all time.
That's insane.
Oh, and apparently she could play baseball as well.
What? She must have like the strongest arms for that stuff. My God, that's amazing. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
Number 2 on the list, going back to some basketball and baseball, is Gene Conley.
Oh yeah, Gene Conley. Yeah, I've heard of him. Yep.
So he played. Now here's something funny. I gotta kind of call out some humor in this list right now. So for baseball, he played from 1952 and then 1954 to 1963. Okay. Now, according to this list, though, he played baseball in 2952 and 1954. So he's
from the future.
Yeah, so he's going to be playing almost 900 years from now.
So you know what it is, Robbie? I think I know what happened. I think what they're doing right now is they're going to freeze his body.
Yeah.
And he's going to play in the future, kind of like Sylvester Stallone in Demolition Man. They froze his body, but he was a cop, though, so that's more of a... But anyways, yeah, time travel.
But anyway, he played baseball and also played professionally in the NBA from 1939 essentially the 1968s, or on and off a few years.
Oh, Robbie, I can't wait till another 1,000 years when they're going to find his frozen block of ice. He's just going to break out of it, getting ready to play that sport, It's going to be awesome.
So, he is the only athlete in sports history to win a championship of two of the four major American sports. As a pitcher in baseball, he was named to 4 All-Star teams and won the World Series in 1957 with the Milwaukee Braves.
Uh-huh.
And as a forward with our Boston Celtics, he racked up 3 consecutive championships from 1959 to 1961.
Nice. That's pretty good.
So now, it is time for the number 1 player on the list.
Oh.
The number 1 player on the list is, drumroll please, Jim Thorpe, who played professionally for football in 1915 to 1917, 1919 to 1926, and in 1928. And then played professional baseball from 1913 to 1915 and 1917 to 1919.
Okay.
He also received gold medals at the 1912 Olympics for decathlon and pentathlon.
Whoa.
As well.
That's pretty cool.
He is...
That's really awesome.
That is pretty impressive.
He was a triple threat in the sports world.
I think all these players were pretty impressive. Just the fact that they could do 2, maybe even sometimes 3 sports at once is just like how?
Especially that guy, what was that guy's name again? That flew from his baseball.
Oh, Deion Sanders.
Yeah, Deion Sanders. How do you do that? How do you just go from baseball to football? I know I said that before, but I'm still baffled by that because they're so different. They're like the polar opposite almost.
Seriously. Alright.
I don't know.
So, that's going to wrap up the top 15 multi-sport athletes of all time. So now we're going to move on, as always, to the end part of our episode, our monologues. Mine is going to be short and sweet this time. I just want to congratulate the American League on winning a 5th straight Major League Baseball All-Star game, which took place this past Tuesday night in Miami. The Red Sox had 3 representatives on the All-Star team. Mookie Betts, who had a really nice play in center field, throwing out a runner at second base in the early innings. Chris Sale, who was the American League starting pitcher and pitched very well, pitching 2 scoreless innings. And Craig Kimbrell, the Red Sox closer, who pitched the 9th inning for the American League and, again, did very well, a little bit of a jam, but pitched very well in the winning effort. So, yeah, congratulations to American League once again. I know that this year it doesn't count towards home field advantage in the World Series like it has in the past years, but so 5 years in a row is pretty impressive streak for the AL. So just wanted to give them a quick little shout out there. Kyle, you got anything for us this week?
Oh man, I think the well's run dry this time, Robbie. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I don't have a whole lot of sports related topics to talk about. I have some more movie stuff, but I'll save it for my other show. So
no problem. But so that's going to do it then for this edition of On a Couch Talking Sports. Thanks as always for joining us, everybody. For Kyle, I'm Robbie, signing off here from the couch. We will see you next time. Goodbye.